Show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Los Angeles Clippers at Staples Center. Well, it was the Clippers winning their last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. A great win for them, and they rose to the occasion and pulled off the upset, riding high right now. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well, a lot of times when you're mentally or physically tired, you could sit there and all of a sudden you misquote things, you missay things here on the analyst desk. On the basketball court, that's turnovers. That's missing assignments, missing rebounds. Same thing. Like I know this is our, 82nd game this year. You're starting to feel a little bit. That's how those guys feel.
I didn't know the midpoint was the 82nd game. But anyway, injuries start to take a toll.
No, but we've done 87 two games. Doesn't mean the team.
We've done a lot of games in our role here in the
right.
I
We get
misunderstood
2 games a night, remember?
on the set.
Yeah, anyway, I was saying the injuries, they start to take a toll. Not just the big ones, the little ones. Type of injuries I hate are the freak injuries. One time, Ernie, I was walking with my shoes off, stubbed my toe.
That's called barefoot.
That's a freak injury. Stubbed my toe, is out for 6 weeks. So you got to get rest, eat well.
Well, if you kick a
ice
brick
those
wall,
knees,
that's not a.
and man up.
Yeah, maybe you should. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Barefoot.
K Sports checks in with our loyal viewers with a broadcast from Los Angeles, the home of the Clippers, the Staples Center. Looking at their last game for the Los Angeles Clippers, it was a win against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
So Philadelphia will get the first possession. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Curry is out there with insanity. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's lights out, and it's Harris in at the 4-man position. That's good.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
And guys, this 76ers team still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
Curry passes to Harris. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Curry against Bledsoe. Passes to lights out. Here's insanity. The 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Leonard with the ball. He picked up 21 points in their last win against New Orleans.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
Now Bledsoe. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters. But such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles. Sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Greg, on the topic of Smith, you never know what his personality is going to bring to the game, or Clark, even the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Moment to moment, it's an adventure. When the good JR is rolling, he's knocking down threes, playing solid D, creating havoc for the opponent. Bad JR is taking and missing wild shots, going to sleep on defense, and causing problems for his own team.
Yeah. Both free throws good from Smith.
And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
And that one's good.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
From outside the arc. And again, no good by the Clippers. Greg, as you said about the Clippers, the days of finishing near the bottom every year are over. Clark, a lot of that is Doc Rivers.
Exactly. Since 2012, Kevin, they've had the third best record in the NBA. A lot of loyal fans stuck it out with the team during the dark days, and now they're reaping the fruit.
Now, here is Ibaka, following the missed shot by Tobias Harris.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Pass to Insanity. Baseline jumper. Harris missing again.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And Ibaka kicks to Bledsoe. Unloads. Smith gets it to go, and the assist by Bledsoe.
Boy, the fifth time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
The 76ers leading by 4. Outside Curry. The dish to Embiid. Lights out. Throws it down with the quick putback jam.
Kev, he came out of nowhere to slam that one back in.
Well, that's making him pay for letting him get his hands on that rebound.
Yeah, is it ever? I mean, I doubt we'll see them make that mistake again.
Now here's Leonard. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game. 6 to shoot. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home.
I tell you what, he's lucky on that one that he got away with maybe not picking up a tee. And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Screen by Ibaka. Outside Leonard. Puts it up. That one wide left.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
There's the pick. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Philadelphia shooting their first foul shot of the night. The free throw drops for Curry. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and they're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
Now here's Embiid. Against the Lakers, he was really on his game.
Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 15-6 run.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. That they've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out a full year just to rehab injury.
Bledsoe dishes to Smith. Soft touch off the glass. Smith's got 6 points.
I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Here's lights out. He's covered by Leonard. Harris a screen on Leonard. Here's lights out. And Harris wide open. He shoots. No dice from the high post.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players, what if it actually works to their benefit? Then it would become a copycat strategy, because we know in the NBA it's a herd mentality if something works.
Now here's Curry following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. Embiid, no good.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the 76ers.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
The first one falls. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but it just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. Leonard hits them both.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
Here is Miles. Here's lights out. The three-pointer, no good. Leonard on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 3 assists now in this one.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always. You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
I mean, no stress in that one. The game almost looked like a shoot-around for them. Amazing at how well they shot the basketball.
And even more impressive, Greg, considering it was on the road. I mean, it's rare that you see a team get that hot away from home.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Bargnani comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Jackson in for Leonard. Philadelphia has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Here's lights out. His last outing, he had 8 points. At the top of the key, Embiid. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Embiid's got 6.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
And here's Bledsoe. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Smith outside. Here's the 3. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got 4 assists now tonight. The pass to lights out. Expanding his range. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4. Clippers trail by 4. Now it's sent it over to Doris Burke, who's able to talk with Brett Brown.
asked him about the matchup problems created by a player like Andrea Bargnani, a 7-foot sharpshooter. He said, he can give us problems, no doubt. It's tough to really bother that shot, and he can also put it on the deck and drive. We've got to just get into his body, try to make him a facilitator rather than a scorer. Kevin, we'll see if they're successful.
Thanks, Doris. The 76ers have gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. Harris against Bargnani. Pass to Miles. Embiid the screen. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jordan's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Andre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
Now here's Embiid. 6 points for him. Shoot. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Embiid's got 8.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Now here's Bledsoe. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Here's Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Can't cash in from the high post. And Miles kicks to Curry. And that one's good. And it's a 6-point 76ers lead.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Jordan the screen. Smith outside. Fires the 3. Again, the miss by Smith. Philadelphia leading by 6. In the corner, Miles with it. Embiid kicks to Miles. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Bargnani a screen on Curry. And Bledsoe, here we go. Will it go? Buries the jump shot. Bledsoe's got his second bucket of the night. Philadelphia has gone 4 of 6 from long range here early on. Timeout called the 76ers. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
And this is the first of 2 games between the two, East versus West, so they don't see a whole lot of one another.
Yeah, and Greg, for me, that just raises the intrigue level. Some matchups we don't get to see that often, so I'll be watching this one closely.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Cole Aldrich is checked in for Jordan. And it's Batum in for Smith. And then for Philadelphia, Okafor's checked in, and Carl Landry is subbed in for Harris. Pick by Okafor. Curry kicks to Aminu. Here's Miles, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one. Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business. Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while, international play. Philadelphia leading by 9. And Aminu kicks to Curry. Landry with the screen, Curry with it. And Batum picks him up defensively. And then Okafor slams it in.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
Bargnani, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling. That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
The 76ers have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. Johnson, he's checked in for the 76ers. And that one falls for Okafor. There's 53 seconds left in the first. Bledsoe passes to Jackson. The feed to Bargnani. And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. Sinks the three-pointer. Bledsoe's got 7 points in the game.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
Curry kicks to Okafor. Back to Curry. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Puts up the baby hook. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Now Bledsoe. 9 points last game out. Left side, Batum. Bargnani from long range. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the 3.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. 76ers lead by 6. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And Clippers head coach Doc Rivers told us earlier he wants to embrace criticism and embrace lofty expectations.
Expectations are good. I try to remind my players and myself at times that all the criticism, all the stuff is really a compliment. It's really good for you. It means that people think you can be something.
Doc Rivers is really a master motivator, isn't he? I mean, it's almost jiu-jitsu, the way he takes something like criticism and Clark turns it into a compliment.
How could you not want to play for Doc? I mean, he's the ultimate players coach and the kind of guy his players would do anything for. He's played the game, and he's a tremendous communicator.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what's your take on the 76ers so far?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, Johnson is out there with Carl Landry. Then there's Insanity. Then there's Okafor. And it's Curry in at the 1. First one falls for him.
Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements 11 by 10 are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay?
Huh.
So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, yes, huge. Here's Leonard after the Sixers pick up 2. He kicks it to Ibaka. From deep. The shot is off, so Philadelphia will take it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier, and after this one, they're home against Minnesota. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouls.
Philadelphia shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And he knocks down the first one.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
And the Clippers making a change here. Smith has checked in. Philadelphia also making some changes. Harris comes in for Carl Landry. And lights out subbed in for Johnson. And both free throws good for Curry. Thinking about Doc Rivers being a leader, he was like that on the floor, Clark, as well. You know that. You went against him.
A leader and a winner, no doubt about it. And there have been a lot of coaches that came from his old Celtics team. And of all of them, perhaps the least surprising is Doc Rivers for the reasons we just mentioned. Leader and coach on the floor. Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark? Brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
Outside Jackson to the paint. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, a break on the floor, so let's talk about the league's small forwards, shall we, for a second, and see which of them have led the league in free throw shooting this season. Tobias Harris is second.
And knowing what I do about the guys on that list, I can tell you they've put a lot of long hours in the gym to get those percentages to where they are.
Well, you can't get those numbers without the work, and they've posted impressive numbers, and all of them are naturally gifted shooters, but you have to add to natural ability the work required to bring it to fruition.
Free throw good, Smith. Well, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence, Clark, his entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. J.R. Smith hits them both.
And for Smith and his confidence, last year even he said he's on pace to be one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. So obviously not lacking in belief in his ability.
Okafor with a screen on Smith. Knocked away. Stolen by Jackson. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And it's Leonard with the jam.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court. And not sure if I can agree with J.R. Smith's assessment that he'll be one of the greatest shooters of all time, but he's pretty deep into his career at this point. Maybe he's hoping for a Kyle Korver type of career after 30 years of age.
Jackson kicks to Ibaka. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Leonard dishes to Jordan. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Here in the second quarter, they've made all of their shots from the foul line. And that's a must-do when you're down.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
DeAndre Jordan. 2 shots.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Okafor. So he comes up empty, missing both. The 76ers leading by 5. Lights out, passes to Harris. Off target from outside.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Jackson kicks to Leonard. A fader. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Leonard's got 6 here in this quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Curry kicks to Embiid. Shoots from 14. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Dishes it to Ibaka. Fades away. And Embiid pulls it down. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Over to the left wing. Here's Insanity. He's covered by Leonard. And a little luck that time, but it drops. 10 points for Joel Embiid. Here's Jackson. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Outside Leonard. Screen by Smith. Clock at 6. Jackson has the open look. Well, good with the triple. Philadelphia leading by 5. Embiid with a screen on Smith. Lights out, passes to Embiid. Here's lights out, expanding his range. The Clippers grab the miss. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. Ibaka, this is to Jackson. Here's Jordan. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 4 assists in the game.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Passes it to Insanity. Feeds it to Harris. Hits it from 3-point range. Harris has got 6.
A wide-open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Kicks it to Leonard. And the rejection by Embiid. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. The 76ers making a switch here. Miles is checked in. Here is Ibaka. 11 points for him in that last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And also 3 steals, so he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
Leonard with no one around. Sinks the triple. Leonard's got 9 points now in the quarter.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
Lights out, passes to Harris. To the paint. Here's Embiid. Back to Harris. 3 on the clock. And that one's good. Harris has got 8 points.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And guys, the Sixers drafted Embiid 3rd overall despite a foot injury that would keep him out all of his rookie season. Came to the Sixers with a back issue out of Kansas. Of course, they knew all this going in.
Yeah, and Kevin, the Sixers have made an art here lately of drafting players who aren't immediately eligible to play. 2 years ago, it was Nerlens Noel who sat out the season with a knee injury. Last year it was Dario Saric who played overseas, and now Embiid.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
You know, regarding Joel Embiid, the foot was not his only injury when he entered the draft. In his one season at Kansas, he battled both back and knee injury. Obviously, though he's very young, his durability is of some concern.
Clippers trail by 5. Jackson with it, looking for his first basket still in this one. No one near Smith as he lets it go. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
And talking about Joel Embiid, there are some who feel the Sixers targeted guys in the draft last year who couldn't help them win games. One wonders at what point does it become anti-competitive.
The shot goes down and gets this game back to even.
And that almost feels like Chuba coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back even.
Harris banked in off the glass. Harris has got 7 points for the quarter.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Leonard. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Leonard's got the game tied up here for Los Angeles. Philadelphia's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Harris a screen on Leonard. Lights out, passes to Embiid. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And looking at Joel Embiid, he has all the tools to be the game's next great center. He's raw, no doubt about that. And he'll have to overcome the injuries, but his combination of size, speed, agility, practically unparalleled.
Regarding Joel Embiid, what makes him even that much more unique as a young 7-footer, excellent shot mechanics and a feathery touch. In college at Kansas, he shot Greg 63% from the floor. Many of those were face-up jumpers.
And as the season wore on, he became money at the free throw line as well. Those are the kinds of unique attributes that make him an extra scary prospect.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Jordan. Bargnani comes in for Serge Ibaka. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Smith.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
Man, and it's really served them well. Seeking out the contact you mentioned and putting pressure on the defense.
There's a good screen. Bledsoe kicks to Jackson. Shoots the 3. Again, the miss by Jackson.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
On the wing, Johnson. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Landry gets the bucket.
I love the low post attack on that one.
Clippers trail by 4. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Jackson against Johnson. Jackson dishes to Aldrich. Pass to Bargnani. And it's Philadelphia. With the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Now the dish to Johnson. From past the arc. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Backing up the points down low, well, that's exactly what these guys have done this season. Check out the top-scoring big men in the NBA. Second, Joel Embiid.
That's as scary a collection of big men as you'd want to see. I mean, game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
Yet, no matter how much attention they're getting, they're still going to get their points. I mean, opponents just have to keep fresh legs out there and try to limit the damage and make them work for whatever points they do get. He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
He dishes it to Aminu. And the pass to Insanity. Landry, a screen on Bledsoe. Here's Insanity. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Lakers.
Yeah, but Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. I mean, he was aggressive to attack the D, not settling, and really did a good job of cashing in on those free throws.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Okafor's checked in. And here's Bledsoe. He's got 7 for the 3. A shot by Batum, no good. Philadelphia's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Now, here's Aminu. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Bargnani, a screen on Johnson. Jackson kicks to Bargnani. Pass to Aldridge. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker. A chance here, Kevin, to take a look at the 76ers and how they rank in the NBA right now. 2nd in steals, 4th in rebounding, and they're in the top 3rd in the league in blocks. They're a team that really doesn't give many good looks.
And going back to their steals ranking, you have to appreciate the quick hands. I mean, the ball's never safe when they're on the prowl, and I think that mentality is what bothers opponents.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. And guys, Nicholas Batum is a real greyhound on the floor. The guy's got long strides, runs fast, long and limber. Clarkie, he covers a lot of ground.
Extremely active at both ends of the court, Kevin. Great versatility. He can defend 3 positions, and he's played big minutes for the Blazers.
And he makes both free throws.
And guys, now the NBA has what's called player tracking. I mean, they can show how much ground a player can cover over the course of a season. And Nicholas Batum, always amongst the leaders. 2 seasons ago, he was number 1. And Batum with that slender build, you know, you like his height and length, but he can get pushed around at times. I think he can still stand to add some strength.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Clippers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Been a good night so far for Insanity. He has 9 points, and he's hit the mark twice from 3-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
He's off on the second. The Clippers in the lead. Bledsoe passes to Jackson. Picked by Bargnani. Jackson dishes to Bledsoe. Okafor with the steal. We've got 1:23 left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Avanti. Here's Landry. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And for Carl Landry, he powered his way through the league a few years back, but somewhere along the line, Clark, his game kind of topped out.
His best season, Kevin, he averaged 18 and 7. I think injuries have been a factor, but last year was down to 7 and 4 his game averages, so he's starting to slide.
Landry no good on that one.
And back to Carl Landry, sophisticated scorer, a variety of post moves, a tough guy willing to play through pain, but he just never had the size or explosiveness to dominate. And now that he's getting a little older, that really has become an issue.
Reggie Jackson. 2 shots.
that one is off.
You know, visiting Carl Landry again here. I mean, he's a role guy. He shoots a high percentage from the field, from the foul line, gives you a little nasty and edge down low, yet you can't make him out to be more than he is.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Curry's checked in. So neither attempt will fall that time for him.
And guys, Reggie Jackson was at the end of a yo-yo last season. He starts at Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook. Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year.
Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Bledsoe against Curry. Shot's good. Curry's got 7 points. Now getting back to Jackson, he showed several times last season that he has that starter ability. The Thunder knew they wouldn't have the money to re-sign him, Clark, in free agency, so they traded him to avoid losing him for nothing.
Yeah, that's a good move. And with the Pistons, Jackson finished the season strong, while the Thunder, without Jackson or Durant's contributions, missed the playoffs for the first time in years.
And Curry, here we go. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Bledsoe left side. Fades and shoots. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. 76ers on top, leading by a point. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with J.R. Smith. You seem to be playing with plenty of determination. What lit the fire under you tonight?
Coaching and my teammates. I mean, they've been telling me to drive the ball. I just finally clicked and start driving the ball and good things happen.
JR, appreciate the time as always. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Right out of the gates, it was Philadelphia setting the tone. They launched into a 6-0 run with an impressive effort on both ends of the floor. As the first quarter came to a close, they saw that early lead disappear. Tie game at the end of one. Then in the second quarter, they cooled down just a bit, giving away some of their advantage, but still finished up 1 at the half. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
You have to love a team that pounds the offensive glass. That's going to gain you extra possessions. And check this out. Sometimes just having more offensive chances than your opponent wins the basketball game.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
The way they were getting rained on from three, they're lucky to still be in this. In some cases, it was shooters making contested shots, but in others, it was defenders leaving shooters wide open. You can't do that. Bottom line, their perimeter defense was lax, and that needs to change, and that's a fact. I was rhyming, Ernie.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.